Okay, new video and a change of top. I've gone for an ASOS look today. You can always tell when someone's wearing an ASOS specifically branded item, can't you? Because like the way their necklines are cut, it's like a fucking chastity belt. It's really thick. Um, anyway, and apologies if I get a slight eye spasm. I've got shampoo in it earlier. I'll have to watch a Doctor Who episode later that's emotional, make me cry a bit. Okay, so next up is 100 Humans. Now, yet again, I fancied something to fill the gap between binging TV series, and I opted for this like tacky looking science show that popped up on the sliding. I call it the sliding title screen on Netflix. You know, when it's got like Parks and Recreations, Suits, Great British Bake Off. That screen. I think it's called the title screen. Don't know. Probably made it up. But yeah, 100 Humans came up, and I was like, oh, fine, I'll give it a go. And I loved it. So the concept is simple. 100 completely random members of the public, humans, spend a number of weeks or months on a university campus. So they live on a uni campus where they're experimented on, and the results are basically examined at the end of each day. So it's, you know, like sex, happiness, torture, memory, pain versus pleasure was a good one. It's nothing too dodgy as like it might sound, but yeah, it was like clinical trials, but fun. So, well, and less likely to screw with your health. The three hosts, who are apparently comedians in their careers, I've never laid eyes on them, never seen them before, but yeah, they rule the whole thing. And at points they act as like mentors for the participants, and they're quite heartfelt and quite respectful. So I was surprised to find out they were actually comedians, or at least one of them is anyway. So they come together during the show as well. This bit, it breaks it up quite nicely. So you get the sciencey sort of stuff, but then the presenters, they come together to discuss the results, and it sort of breaks it up nicely because you get professional opinions from actual psychologists who come in to visit, who witness it and sort of pass comment on it, on the tests and things. It's quite unique, I suppose. They then wrap up the hour-long episode with a very lively on-stage presentation revealing their findings from each individual sort of interactive experiment conducted throughout the day, with all the sort of lab rats, you know, the participants sat in front of them in the hall waiting to hear the results. I kind of personally got holiday vibes from it. It was because as well as being under the microscope, it looked as though the participants actually had quite a lot of fun as well. You know, they got up each day, they took part in various tests and trials, and then they reconvened later that night to view the results presented by the comedians. They basically, the comedian people, I keep calling them comedians. They're probably not. I probably read that somewhere. But yeah, they deliver the figures and outcomes and etc. up on stage, and then start yelling, "Get a good night's sleep, y'all, and we'll see you in the morning for more fun. Woo!" And like, this is met by cheers and sort of like raucous sort of just shouting, and everyone gets out of their seats and they're all jumping up and down. It is nuts. The screen goes black, credits rolling, no music. You know, it's completely silent. It's just like the credits roll and that's it. It's like everybody's being wished good night and sort of leaving the room. So yeah, it reminded me a lot of my holiday camp days. Actually, I used to do holiday camp entertainer, and yeah, we were out like all day in the scorching sunshine doing crazy shit at the kids clubs, like leading massive events with families, things like that. You know, so it was a lot of activities. And then I would jump on stage at night with the microphone and be like, "Who wants the sun to shine tomorrow?" Oh my god, it was so, like, looking back, it is fucking cringe. But yeah, we had to sort of, it was one of the things we had to say, like, "Who wants the sun to shine tomorrow? Let's," you know, yeah, the people. And then you'd be like, "Right, okay, let's do some sun dances then." And then you'd sort of be doing like Chihuahua. Yeah, I think it was called Chihuahua, or and the Cha Cha slide. That, you know, those, if you're familiar with those sort of tacky, cheesy, beyond cheesy holiday camp sort of routines, you'll know what I'm talking about. Most of you probably won't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we would be like, me and my co-presenters would be like, see you tomorrow bright and early for more fun and wow, you know, and all that shit. And this program, it really brought back right at the ends when they were whipping it up. I got that vibe, and I think that sort of touched a nerve, and that's probably why I enjoyed it a lot of the time. So yeah, I remember that. All the pissed parents like just stumbling out of the courtyard and just leaving their kids who were completely wired to like continuing rolling around the floor and shit. It was nuts. I would definitely do that again though, that holiday camp stuff. So yeah, 100 Humans triggered that sort of familiarity for me. So right, apart from that, the experiments themselves, some of them are absolutely fucking bonkers. They really are. The first one that stands out for me is the wetting yourself test. It's basically, I mean, in a nutshell, the hosts take a number of humans and they feed half of them shitloads of water, like literally jug after jug after that, well, you know, glass after glass. So half of them are just being pumped full of liquid, and then the other half get barely anything. They then make everybody wait. They make them wait around for almost half of the day before they start the test. So bear in mind, the ones that are like have knocked it all back are desperate for the toilet. So yeah, they wait half the day and then begin the test, which is Jenga. So the humans are paired up. So there's two by two at each table playing Jenga. One of them has used the bog all afternoon, and the other has been pumped with water constantly, but not been allowed to go to the toilet once. So this person is like literally hopping up and down, like desperate for the loo. The results, it turns out that a few of them whose concentration was split between sort of wooden blocks in their bladder won. They actually won, from what I remember. Yeah, I feel a bit bad because I'm sort of delivering the actual results, but without actually watching it again, I can't be sure. but from what I remember, yeah, it was quite surprising. So they won, and it was a case of like the more relaxed person was a bit shitter and knocked it down, like the Jenga tower. So yeah, there was things like that. Reflex. This one was a bit. I say it was completely random. So participants individually sort of sit in front of a host who sits asking questions about their backgrounds, etc. So it's just idle chat so that the host has the participants' attention. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm from South Carolina. Yeah, I'm an accountant. I do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly a baby drops from the not a real baby. It's like a doll. It drops from the ceiling. And it's a case of who catches it and who doesn't. So I remember laughing out loud, like really laughing out loud, because a few of the people are hilarious. They're sat just like, yeah, I do this. I'm a baker. I watch Bake Off. I love baking cakes. I even work as a baker. Blah, 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 blah. They're all sat there chatting shit. Then suddenly, like a superhero, they'll be like, blah, 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 blah. They just reflex because they see something drop from the ceiling. It's really interesting. I've really enjoyed this. I don't know why. A lot of you out there who have seen 100 Humans will probably think, what a load of shit. But I was loving all this. So yeah, you get these people who are like sat chatting and suddenly arm out like a superhero, grab the baby, and then they look at it and they're like, what the fuck is that? I think one guy sort of stood out. He did that. He was like, bang, bang, what? Others fail miserably, obviously, and just sit wondering why. They're just sat chatting and then just wonder why there's a doll in their lap all of a sudden. The results, some people are left holding the baby. Had to do that. There is multitasking. So one of the tests is a host will stand and ask a participant to start making a cake. So, all the ingredients is in the bowl, and they're having to shit. No, they're not having to shit. The sun just came out and sort of splintered my face. Right, so they're mixing bowl. So they're whisking. At the same time as playing whack-a-mole. So they've got to be. So this is pure like multifunctioning. So they're doing that. They're playing whack-a-mole, and then they're like, the host is like, "Where are you from?" And they're like, North Carolina. I've got a thing for some reason about Carolina. North Carolina. What do you do? I do that. They're answering question after question, and it's like bam, bam, bam. Mix. Answer. It's brilliant. It really is. It keeps them on their toes, and it's quite funny at points as well. So the result of that one, some people just can't multitask. Oh god, this is nice actually. It looks like I've got a stripy top on. Cool. I can't shut the blinds really because the sun is my ring light. Right, so yeah, right, I'll try and rattle this off as quickly as I can. So there's the shooting range, which was actually a bit emotional for some reason. There's targets, so actual people are popping up from behind like cars and boards and windows and stuff, and the participants will have a gun, and they literally have to shoot the person that pops up if the person has a gun, because I think the objective was to shoot them before they get you. And a few of the participants, I remember, shot the person who was holding they were just holding an iPhone or a clipboard or something, and then they would like burst into tears. It was really strange, really emotional watch. The sleep deprivation one. Oh my lord! It reminded me again. It was reminiscent for me actually, because I remember going to 1999. I went to Glastonbury Festival, and I had my bag stolen, so I was in the same clothes for like 5 days, and I remember I didn't sleep for about, quite literally, without exaggerating or joking, I didn't sleep for about 4.5 days. I can't explain. I was fucked. I just remember my head was just filled with like this just TV static. It was just like everything was just I mean, I could still see everything, but like I was just buzzing like most people on drugs basically at Glastonbury, except obviously I didn't need any. Anyway, the sleep deprivation task was a handful of people have to stay up for like 24 hours or 48 hours or something. A night vision camera shows them doing all sorts of weird shit. There's people like just sat there like singing and rocking backwards and forwards, talking to themselves. There's people rolling around the floor. It was absolutely, it was nuts. And again, throwback to Glastonbury there. Right, so I'm going to finish this review. I'm trying to inch towards my TV so that the fucking sunshine doesn't spin to me again. Oh, there we go. It lights up my beard quite nicely. Look golden. So yeah, 100 Humans, as I've explained, it contains some, and that wasn't even half of, completely wacky scientific experiments. But again, it breaks each program up, and brings professional people together who can actually sit with one of the hosts and observe the participants, what they're doing, and give a sort of lowdown afterwards to explain why. It's good. I really like it. If you're a fan of sort of sciencey programs, experiments, witnessing the results of twisted tests, then you might just fucking love this. You really might. It feels like a decent rare gem. It's a rare gem, and it's a decent time filler rather than a shit time filler. I mean, we all know about the shit time fillers that are on Netflix and Disney Plus. I was really taken by surprise. And again, it was it also sort of hints of those after school programs when I was little. I remember on CITV there was something called How To. I don't know if any of you remember that. I think it was Neil Buchanan, famous kids presenter at the time. They would do those sort of, well, they were mainly, oh God, it's always a Coke bottle filled with water with a balloon attached to the top, or how does string threaded through a glove give you an electric shock? That sort of shit. But yeah, there were nods to that as well. I what can I say? I mean, I'm trying to think of a negative, and I really can't because I really enjoyed this. If it's still on Netflix, I would strongly suggest to give it a go. As a time filler, because it's not one you'd sort of really like be sort of what's going to happen next episode, that kind of thing. But yeah, each episode's entertaining, to say the absolute least. They're full of these wacky tests and some really actually quite memorable standout participants as well. A few of the guinea pigs, they're quite the personalities and stuff, what they get up to, big brothery. I'm getting big brothery vibes because again they're all living together on the university campus. The cameras are sort of they pan in and they focus on a sort of POV view of when the participants get together, what they do in their spare time and stuff. It's good. It's decent. Yeah, it's Big Brother meets How To meets Glastonbury. Probably. So right, okay, I'm going to end now because this sun's really starting to piss me off. However brilliantly stripy it's making my purple grape top look. Right. I'm trying to squeeze in a negative. No, I can't. 100 Humans on Netflix. I'm praying they do another series because I'll be on that like batshit crazy, like a batshit on shit. I'll be on it like flies on shit. That's the one. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thoroughly entertaining, very interesting, and with a psychological twist as well. Yeah, if you like that sort of thing, you'll love it.